Hello everyone, this is me, Dusty Circuit here, to bring you another Kerbal Space Program video. I apologize for the long wait since the last one. I've just had stuff going on in my life lately, and also other things caught my attention. But here I am back to finally finish off my series, my Let's Play. Well, here I am back to finally finish off this Let's Play. And, well, what we did last time is we made it to the planet, Orenfni. I'm still not sure how you say it, but it's the closest one to the KSP black hole. And we landed in here and also drove around with the rover for a little bit. And I said in the last video, before we take off and leave, I'd like to maybe go to a couple other areas, as there's also the areas farther away from the cracks and a couple craters, and there's also the dark side, which might be interesting to go to. Oh, and also, in between videos, I resolved the problem with the drills. So when I built this lander, I put the drills too high up, so they would not be able to reach the ground, like with the when I'm landed with the landing legs extended like this. And I was not able to mine. And so but I didn't have enough fuel to get back into orbit. So what I ended up having to do is just get myself in a trajectory where I'm going up and eventually back down again. But that bought me at least enough time to get my engineer out to actually move these drills down. Because you can't do it while landed on this planet because the gravity's too high. It won't let me do it. But we solved that problem and saved myself from having to send another lander out here. And thinking maybe this crater with the two cracks through it might be an interesting place to go first. Or there's also that smaller crater there. I think we'll go the large one first. I think we'll try land somewhere there, kind of like next in that area. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of like trains glitched out in that spot for some reason. It also looks like the lava is like right next to the ground here. Well, that's pretty cool that like, not sure if that's supposed to be steam or smoke or dust, but that effect there looks pretty cool. Maybe we want to land really soon. We don't have much fuel left. It's one of the weaknesses of this design. It doesn't really have much in the way of delta V, so it's not really good for doing this. Thought it might be cool to land next to the lava, as dangerous as that probably would be in real life, but this, in the game, we actually can do that. Wow, that's probably the closest I've ever come with fuel for a safe landing, but we made it. I guess once we're landed safely, let's refuel. Well, fortunately, there seems to be a lot of ore on this planet, which is at least a good thing for us. Well, that's for me, but if you're watching along with the video with me, what exploded? Oh, well, I am going to. I'm just going to turn that on and ignore max temperature just so that isn't a problem, because for whatever reason, I forgot about that. For whatever reason, KSP just tends to glitch out with the temperatures, like whenever you go in and out of time warp. Well, ordinarily I would revert after this, but it looks like we still have the reactors at least, so I guess we can continue on. Which of course means we'll still have at least enough power to do the to do our mining. I would like to maybe... Oh, well, never mind. I am going to be reverting anyway. Okay, I am back. And well, the reason I reverted is it also looked like the wheels of my rover also exploded. So I kind of rendered my rover useless. So I would have to. So I chose to revert from there. And well, this time we are quite a bit closer to the lava than we were last time. And by the way, I also turned on ignore max temperature because whatever bug it is that sometimes causes your craft to spontaneously overheat and destroy itself when coming in and out of time warp bit me. Well, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with we're also in a hot environment. I don't know, but I've just opted to disable it just so it doesn't give me any more grief. Because otherwise, we're not overheating here, so... I guess, well, let's go for another rover ride, shall we? That was weird, my wheels weren't responding. Let's see if we can get really close, but not actually touching the lava. Well, if we didn't have a ignore max temperature, I think we'd actually explode right here. That's always fun to do. Yes, I actually wonder if we EVA to plant a flag, will Bill survive? Well, I have no idea if ignore max temperature also works for Kerbals. I don't know. I don't know, maybe for fun, like, I guess maybe we'll drive into the lava and then revert. Though I'm pretty sure if I were actually, if I were to turn off the ignore max temperature, we'd explode. Because that internal temperature, it doesn't seem to be going down. Wow. And I think we're stuck now. So I guess we'll revert. I actually haven't really done much with rovers on my channel, mostly because there doesn't like as much as fun as it is actually flying to different planets and landing in KSP. There isn't really much to do on the surface of a planet. And I mean, yeah, you can drive around with a rover, but you're kind of limited in how fast you can go, especially, I mean, we're on pretty flat ground right now, so I can drive pretty fast, but the moment if I were to go to like a big slope, or like if one of these rocks, if I had parallax collisions enabled, that would not be a good time. Can crash pretty easily if you're not careful. Yeah, I think we'll dock up with the lander now and go to the next location. Seems to be pretty slippery, like I'm barely putting much input at all to steer, and it's like it just likes to turn back and forth like that. I don't know, maybe the gravity here is kind of low, so I don't know if it has to do with that. Now that extendo docking clamp actually is working pretty well. Thinking maybe tempted to go for the pole in case this planet also has those polar terrain anomalies. And then maybe we can explore the dark side a little more. Part of me actually wants to fly around this with a plane, though you can't because there's no atmosphere here. Whoa, I was a little too much. This would have been cooler if we didn't land in like a pit. Maybe it's not the right word, but they're interesting. It's part of the lander's still glowing red, even though we're in a cooler area. I don't know, maybe we'll go to a different area. It's kind of dark here. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is kind of what the darker areas of this planet look like. That looks cool. Might be thumbnail worthy right there. Yeah, I guess we'll top up on fuel and then we'll go to the dark side. I'm gonna see if we can get to that spot there because it's also right on the equator, which is where our mothership is orbiting. Hey, I had to attempt this twice because the first time I ran out of fuel while slowing down for the landing, but then I almost made it, but then I landed so hard I bounced up and then flipped on my side. I think I'm gonna refuel from here and then maybe see if I can get closer to that edge. Oh, I think we might just fly into over the lava, then I guess hover there, get a picture, and then we'll leave. First, I'm gonna top up fuel. Oh, so it'd be cool if not for all that glitching out of the terrain that's happening. Okay, I think we will go for orbit now. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave the lander here, and then I'll just have the mothership rendezvous. Hey, docking successful. And now it's time to make the return trip home. Which I'm probably going to edit most of it out because in the interest of saving time on my video, and I've shown you that process dozens and dozens of times on my channel already. And it's basically the reverse of how we got here. So I think I might show leaving this planet, going through the wormhole, and then arriving at Kerbin or the colony or the Olak colony or wherever I decide to park this thing. Maybe I'll send it back to Kerbin because we have more than enough fuel to do that. Goodbye, Orenfni. And like, I guess we're already out of it, even though the planet's well within sight. Well, since I have a stupid amount of Delta V left on the ship, I decided I'm actually going to try expediting my arrival. Rather than do a normal transfer, we'll just do basically just a straight shot towards the Sunark system. I don't know if this is going to work. We're probably not going to end up exactly where we want, and it also doesn't help that the Delta V readout isn't working for this ship. Like, I clearly have half a tank left of fuel for my main engine, which should give me still hundreds of thousands of Delta V left. But yet it only shows I have 300 left meters per second. Yes, you have to play shot in the dark here. Okay, I managed to basically give myself a trajectory that's gonna send me directly into the wormhole around Sarah. Well, the only question is I have no idea if going through the wormhole really fast is going to work. I guess we'll find out. And there's the wormhole right there. Looks like it worked. So we need to slow down or else we're just going to leave the Kerbal system. Hey, this trajectory is basically going to take me straight to Kerbin, and in a much faster time than it usually takes. Maybe in my next series, once I get to the point where I have the far future engines unlocked, I think I might do more of these kind of missions that involve just rather than doing what's called a Hohmann transfer, where you just rely on just the gravity of the body you're orbiting to get to where you need to go. Just go straight directly to your destination. Well, I'm not using the right terminologies, but I'm sure if I miss my casual audience who doesn't know a lot of the terms either will know what I mean. Goodbye, Sarnus. Okay, we're coming up on Kerbin now. Well, looks like we're a little bit too late for our slow down right next to Kerbin, but it looks like we'll at least get a cool flyby. Okay. I guess now I'll send a rescue space plane to get my Kerbals home, and then I'll end this video. Okay, all Kerbals are successfully off the spacecraft, so I guess we'll land, try for landing at the KSC with this plane. Probably not one of my best landings ever, but successful nonetheless. Let's recover the vessel. Feel like it might be fitting to end this with a little bit of an explosive finale. I was hoping for bit more than that, but I guess that's the finale of this mission. And I really have one mission left to do in this series before actually I'll be ending the series and moving on to the next series where I'll be covering more of the newest interstellar planet packs, or just newest planet packs in general, that I haven't covered in this series. And also kind of to do another fresh start, and also with some new mods as well. And if this has been me, Dusty Circuits, with another Kerbal Space Program video. And if you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my next videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. And peace out. Bye.